everyone. In the second part of the episode, we will follow up on the introduction of NAPA Nexdrive and High Voltage from the first part and examine their business-to-business relationship with Upper James AutoPro, a company that provides business-to-client services directly to individual EV owners. I asked Andrew Ackers, the owner of the business, to introduce it to EV Nation viewers.
So I own a NAPA AutoPro in Hamilton, Ontario, Upper James AutoPro. We're a Nexdrive certified facility, so we are fully trained in high voltage repairs. What we do and what I shared today in my talk as well, we perform full EV repairs. I've had batteries out of Teslas, Chevy Volts, Porsche Taycan, and we've done cell module replacements as well as full battery pack replacements, but really just creating an alternative repair solution to the original equipment. Because right now the perception is that you can only go to the dealer or you can only go to the service network that's provided, and that's not the case. I'm just one of many shops that's a part of Nexdrive. I believe there's 60 across Canada, but I bring a practical sense where I've done these hands-on repairs, and they're much more cost-effective. Like we're talking 50 to 75% less expensive for high voltage repairs and battery pack repairs, such as cell module replacements and full battery pack replacements as well.
I wanted to understand the role of NAPA Nexdrive and High Voltage in the overall process from Andrew's business-to-business client perspective, as well as how confident EV owners can be regarding the expertise of Andrew's shop if they decide to bring their EV there instead of an individual OEM-specific shop, and what kind of warranty they are offered.
I'll come at it from two angles here. I'll speak to my NAPA involvement first. Every NAPA AutoPro facility and the Nexdrive facility, all the repairs we do, we have a 2-year, 40,000 kilometer warranty nationwide. When we zoom into my business, I believe in warranty and I believe in the quality of the repair we're doing. And we do a 3-year, 60,000 kilometer warranty on all parts and labor that we replace. And then in terms of the service side of it, if we're doing a right job and we're doing it correctly, well, absolutely, if we're willing to back it with that kind of warranty. But it's all about networking and support. We are not the absolute 100% leaders. We are not the end-all expert. It is networking. It is collaborating and networking to be able to repair these cars properly. And we do that through NAPA High Voltage. There is a discussion forum for shop owners and technicians that are involved in high voltage repairs that if we hit a point where we may not have a thorough understanding of what we're looking at, there are resources for us to navigate that. And then there are some other networks that I'm involved with that I can reach out to other business owners, shop owners, technicians, and just share best practices to make sure we're navigating the repair in the correct manner and that we're doing it in the proper way and safely, of course, too.
I asked James why his business is more cost-effective than OEM-specific, as he had previously mentioned, without sacrificing the quality of the repair.
I thoroughly believe in diagnostics with ICE vehicles, and then of course, extra important with EVs today, that if we're going into an issue, I want to know exactly what happened to this, and I want to narrow it down to our exact point of failure, and then work backwards from a repair solution from there. You find in the original equipment approach, whether it's a dealership or of course it's going to be a dealership, they'll go in there and they'll read a fault, but the likelihood of them testing and actually properly diagnosing that vehicle is much less because they're going off of common repairs that are coming into their facilities, and then they're going to follow that roadmap because majority of technicians are flat rate technicians, and they're going to go in and they're going to go, yep, seen this fault before, it's behaving this way, this is the part we've changed on 90 other vehicles, let's go ahead and change that part. And it doesn't get to the root cause, and it doesn't give a potential for an alternative repair that once you're down to the root cause, can I do a repair in there instead of just replacing this entire component? And that's really where the cost savings start to surface, is differentiating ourselves to pinpoint the true issue, and can we repair the true issue instead of the entire component that the true issue lies within.
I asked James to provide some real-life EV repair examples his shop has completed, along with the savings his clients have achieved compared to what they would have paid if the service had been carried out by the EV OEM's shop.
First was a 2015 Chevy Volt with an isolation fault. It was a consistent problem. The dealership recommended a $17,000 high voltage battery replacement. We ended up pulling the battery pack out of it, performing an isolation test on the whole battery pack, confirming the integrity of the battery pack, of course, while we had it out. And it ended up being a contactor on the front of the battery pack that we replaced. And the dealership quote was $17,300 as a starting point to replace that. That client was in and out of my shop for $4,000, fully repaired. So that really speaks to the significant cost savings that's possible, and that we're able to keep these cars on the road. At $17,000, there's no way that client would have kept this car on the road, and thankfully we were able to. Another alternative is Tesla Model 3. The estimate right now for a standard range battery is about $14,500 to replace a standard range battery for a Model 3. The one we did was a 2018. I was able to get a 96% state of health battery pack installed in that vehicle for about $7,500, all said and done. And again, it's what I spoke about earlier with the parts. I can take that battery pack in when I receive it from a supplier, and I can bench test it, and I can get a state of health and confirm that it's a good candidate to go into the car before we even entertain the repair. And the last one, this is an anomaly, but it was a fun repair to do. I believe I'm one of the first in North America to successfully go in and out of a battery pack like this, but it's a 2020 Porsche Taycan, and we had 2 cell modules that were dead in a battery pack. Pulled it all apart. The dealership and the Porsche dealership where it initially started recommended a $35,000 starting point to remove the battery pack from the car and anticipate replacing 1 cell module. We got in there and we replaced 2. So I couldn't imagine what that price would have been from Porsche. But in and out of there, we did use the used cell modules while we were in there, but we did the proper balancing before those cell modules were installed it in the vehicle, and wrapped up that repair at about $9,000 in and out of it. And I believe that car didn't drive for about 2 years until it landed at my shop, and a month later it was back on the road.
Finally, I wanted to find out if Upper James AutoPro can service any brand of EV.
Once you understand the fundamentals and the proper understanding of these vehicles, approaching a Porsche battery pack or a Tesla battery pack, whatever it may be, yes, they have their own characteristics for assembly, but diagnosing it and navigating them, if you have the fundamentals down, you can repair any battery pack and you can navigate any high voltage issue. Very straightforward, and that's what I love about high voltage repair.
Well, I think this is what distinguishes you from your competitors, and based on what we heard, it's impressive. So thank you very much, and we wish you a lot of success in your business and growth, and happy customers.
I appreciate that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time.
Nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you too.
The goal of this 2-part episode was to demonstrate how the growing presence of electric mobility in the automotive industry creates new business-to-business and/or business-to-client opportunities, and how emerging companies respond quickly to them, as seen in examples like NAPA Nexdrive and High Voltage and Upper James AutoPro. EV Nation is pleased to see and report that these businesses work hard to eliminate prospective EV buyers' uncertainties, which we follow on this channel. In this particular case, after warranty maintenance and service of EVs, including often discussed high voltage traction battery diagnostics, lifespan monitoring and repair. As a side note, the real-world experience shows that the much larger sources of issues in EVs is the 12-volt and not the high-voltage traction battery, but more on this in the future. At the same time, these emerging companies represent a promise that EV owners will not be locked in by individual OEMs, but will have the freedom to choose their preferred service provider. This will also positively impact the prices by fostering a competitive environment, which is a good news. So, did you enjoy the information we shared with you in this episode? Did we address some of your concerns regarding electric mobility or provide inspiration for your business? Are there any other concerns you would like us to respond to? Please let us know in the comments. We look forward to your feedback. EV Nation takes it very seriously as a topic for future episodes. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.